Hello once more, everybody. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Let's Play Motorsport Manager. Thetimix here, and this is the From the Ashes Challenge. Third race of the challenge, ninth race of the season in Milan. And we lost a bit of ground in Guildford in the last race. Not a lot. Still got a solid lead, but it's very much down to us and Scuderia Rossini. We're working on improving our parts. Still some reliability issues here. They're hoping to get most of them sorted out before the next race. Take a look at our mail. JTV Sport with the questioning. Beaten by Dieter Wexler. Would you consider bringing him in next season? And I'm not going to be around next season. So, Wexler is now offended after he wanted to join us last time. Whichever. Okay, and then we've got one more. Lucy Gilbert. Helpful friends. Lucy Gilbert is the assistant this year. We've been dealt a bad hand with all this fire business, but I think I can even the playing field. An old friend at Steinman Motorsport is sympathetic to our cause and might be able to sneak us out the plans to their best rear wing. All we need to do is provide them with some compensation. We'll be wading into some murky waters, but desperate time and all that. So we can pay $500K for a better rear wing. Or we can say this is wrong. Well, the thing about this is that it would help us for the season. But there could be a negative impact later on down the line, even so though it says there isn't any right away. I've seen that happen in some of the other challenges. We aggravated a driver, I think Gabler one time, and she retired for the last race of the year. Almost cost us the challenge. Things like that. So I'm going to say no. I don't feel like I'm in a desperate situation where I need it. Okay, car repair is done. And let's go take a look. Now for Milan, we see our car is down to 4th. Third best engine, 5th best acceleration, 2nd best brakes. Down to 7th on the front wing, 5th suspension, though we do still have the best rear wing. And see, that's the other thing. We already have the best rear wing. That's not what we need. But in any case, Milan, top speed, braking, and rear wing for the high-speed corners. Those are the critical parts. And again, we don't want to go with the engine because it's a crucial part here. Or we don't want to go with that engine. We'll use the other one. Rear wing and then suspension. Are these the same parts that we did last time? Yes, they are. Okay, we're going to keep everything as it is. And then once we finish these up, as we do so, I just want to swap out some of the other parts and start working on them. We want to boost the reliability first, and then we'll get into performance. So we're still working on reliability here. Okay, it says this isn't quite done. Lippitt joins the World Rallying Tour. It's quite dangerous, more instinctive, going to help me on the track, make no mistake. Let's see if it actually does. Yeah, +1 cornering. Okay. So let's move back here. We just need to go just a hair longer. There we go. Reliability work is completed. So now that we've got that boosted, let's boost the other parts. The 2 brakes and the front wings. And yeah, these are the best two. And again, average but worse performance. I don't get that. And these right here. Should be able to max those out before the race as well, which is excellent. So we've got some more stuff going on. Oh my goodness. More workplace romance. Some unusual news has emerged from around the paddock this week as rumors of a romantic tryst between Windsor Racing's main two drivers have gathered apace. I saw them canoodling between the tire racks as I walked past the Windsor Racing garage, says Neil Sarin. I think they're an item. Some on the circuit aren't exactly pleased about the prospect of this very different kind of teammate-on-teammate action, though can they seriously race each other like this? S. Saarinen. So, Oliveira says that we actually make a pretty good couple. Okay, whatever. Plus fight 15 morale. Whatever makes you happy. Okay, Milan, 40 laps, almost 4 miles. Lap record near 2 minutes. I don't think it'll take that long. Likely to be some rain. Brakes are a big deal, and those are one of our best parts. But Scuderia Rossini has even better ones. Soft, medium, and hard tires. No, you will not get a ride handling facility lead designer, Pat Russell. Have you forgotten that our design center is toast? Chariot Motor Group opened a wind tunnel, and we've got somebody's birthday. That's our reserve driver, Sanjay. And you know what? We've got the everything to throw him a party, so why not? That stuff is not finished yet. Okay, and Steinman predicted to have a big race. Harry Chapman expected to walk away with a prize. Lippinen's feeling confident about his lead. Feels like he can extend it. And then Vazquez thinking Catano Sport's going to have a good day coming from lower down in the field. And reliability work done again. Let's head in there. And we do want to boost up that final engine. That one we do want to max out. And it wouldn't hurt us to get that one done eventually either. We have no need of that gearbox. And I think that should do it. So once these two are finished, then we'll switch over, and actually 8 days after the race. You know what, for now, we're just going to split the people, and then we'll decide what to do later. Let's head off to Milan. Secondary sponsor, as always. Okay, so 18 degrees. And I think 18 degrees definitely should be cool enough for softs. So we're going to want a whole bunch of softs. Let's grab a second of each of these just for fun. You know what, we'll do 3 and 3. But we're going to use lots. Actually do 10, 3, and 2. We're going to use tons of soft tires. We won't need that many, but whatever. Now, we are estimated to finish 6th and 7th. So it was 4th and 7th last time. Now it's down to 6th and 7th. Our car overall still in 4th. Still got the best rear wing. But everything else, 5th, 7th, 2nd, 5th, and 3rd. So we're definitely, I mean, the chassis is pretty good. But just the part quality isn't there, and we're going to boost it some. We should be able to work on the performance now after this race, but it's still going to be a little bit rough. So Milan and Phoenix are the two tracks you really think of when you're talking about just pure speed. And we'll let Sanjay Modi go out again. Should be able to get some more weight stripping in this time. What? Why does it say no driver select? Let's try this again. That was weird. Okay. 90%. And it should be the same for both cars now. 315. That's more like it. So, we haven't been able to do any weight stripping the last couple races. This should really help. Well, we've done some, but we didn't do a lot. Go with something like that. Soft tires, of course. Weird that he's looking for more acceleration, and that looks like the opposite way that normally would go on Milan, but we'll see there. Go with what they're asking for. And 4-lap race trim. Sure, go out in qualifying for one. Modi not looking great, which isn't a huge concern. Lipinen looking better than he has the first couple of races that we've done, which is nice. And a bunch of drivers on hard tires, I think they're going to regret that. It's not going to be warm enough for it. But most of them on softs, as are we. 19 degrees, nice weather. And let's see how things go here at the speed circuit of Milan. It's the standard one. Modi wants more speed. Boy, who could have predicted that? Leaping and liking the downforce. Yeah, we can see the time. He sets the first one under just over like 106 and change. It's not going to be nearly 2 minutes. Oh, Modi's already in. Pay attention. 75%. So yes, we definitely should be going more top speed, and we can't really go with a whole lot more, so... And maybe a little bit more downforce, I'm going to say. Not that much. Let's try something like that. Should be at least better. Switch to race trim. Have yourself a ball. Nothing for Aki to complain about so far. His form is gradually dropping. On the other hand, he's got the fastest lap in the early going. Just ahead of Chapman, though, on hard tires, so we aren't getting too excited just yet. Made it faster, but Wexler went even lower by a half a second. Likes the handling as well as the downforce, so he's pretty happy with the car in general. A little bit slower lap that time around. Yeah, so he's happy with it all over the place. No real concerns to even deal with yet. And Modi's up to a decent form here. He apparently is witty with the turn of phrase, quoting Voltaire there. And Lipinen set to come in. Actually right up behind Modi, as it turns out. Well, not that stupendous. 88% is great for the first setup, but it's not perfect. I think we're just going to want more speed. More understeer. We're just going to assume that anyway. And then a little bit more downforce. Just try that, see how it works. And we're going to switch up to the medium tires and qualifying, just because Modi is about to wrap up the others. He thinks the handling is improved. That's nice. There's level 3 on softs. Keep him out there to hit the race trim. And we're now working on qualifying and mediums. See if this lap is enough or if he's got to go around another one. Liking the gearing as well. Alright. It's all looking positive for us here. Practice has not at all been a problem this season. It's more just being fast enough. So, Modi will indeed come in. He'll have hit the level 3 race trim. Lipinen likes the improvements. And he's battling there with, yep, that is Chapman. Seems to be keeping pace with him pretty well. Particularly considering that he's on mediums, yeah, and Chapman's on softs and not running much faster. So once again, I don't notice Modi coming into the pits. 97%. So we just want to tweak a little bit. Okay, this was okay to great. Probably a little bit more understeer. That might be all I want to do to it right there. I'm going to try it. Qualifying and mediums. We're just looking to get a percent or two more out of it. Oh, sure, why not? So Lipinen complaining for the first time, and you know what? Let's just bring him in. I don't have a reason not to. We did make it worse. So let's adjust that. Okay, we did great and then good. So we want to bump up the downforce a little more. We hit the handling right on the head. But we need... He wants more acceleration. Wonders never cease. Let's see, let me make sure. Yeah, okay, we want the downforce lower. Let's try that, see how that works out for him. Might need to tweak a bit more, but that should keep it from going backwards. About halfway there on qualifying trim, and going to hit level 1 soon on the mediums. You can see Wexler, Chapman, Saarinen, and Holtz ahead of us, and then we're in 5th and 6th. Even in practice, it's those three teams. It's Scuderia, Rossini, Steinman, and our Windsor Racing team. Modi dropping down to 4 on the form. Lipinen's holding it a little bit above 5. All right. Better downforce and gearing. Chapman with the fastest lap, and Lipinen not going to hit it, but he does do his fastest first sector. So that's something. Second sector, not as fast. Okay. Modi likes the arrow. Lipinen slowing down in his personal driving excellence. Then hits those fastest first sector again. He likes the speed balance better. Fastest second sector. Fastest overall. Still sitting in 5th. So we're about to hit the medium tires. We've hit qualifying. Modi's about to come in. Probably have Lipinen come in. We'll see. Well, he's going to get around there first. Yeah, let's do it. Just want to switch to hards and make any final tweaks. Well, we're not quite there. But we're a heck of a lot closer at 97%. So, great. Good. So, I don't know, maybe put the downforce a little lower, see if that helps. And then good, okay, and great. So, probably just a little bit more acceleration. Let's try that. Max qualifying and tires hard. Just about perfect. What does it say? 99%. We're not changing it. 99% and 100 for him. He's doing a great job as practice driver. There we go. Let's just speed this up, get around the track here. We have done everything we can to get ready. And Lippinen really fading on his driving after a good start. I'm not too thrilled with that. Excellent across the board for Lippinen. Well, that's pretty brilliant. Fifth and eighth for the times, and of course we'll have Oliveira out there better than Modi. And looking pretty good overall so far. So on to qualifying it is. Death taxes and Chariot Motor Group being terrible. It's an interesting little quip. And Wexler really struggled. Good weather for Saturday qualifying. Still no sign of the predicted 40% chance of rain. See no reason not to go soft and qualifying. Give ourselves the best chance of starting the race high in the field. It's going to be cool. It's going to be dry, it says. Yes, and our setups we're happy with. 98%. And 99. And we're on soft tires. Can't argue with any of that. Now we should be able, this is another one of those where we want to try to get in 3 goes at it. So we'll just go ahead and get Lippinen out there right away. Not winning any awards with the driving form here at the moment. Let's back that off a bit. Boy, that was close to getting the brakes down in range, though. Yeah, just can't quite get him there. Okay. Lippinen almost 2/10 short of Chapman's time. They are expected to be the fastest here again. Yeah, looks like we're definitely not competing. 105.1. Yeah, half a second slower. And Oliveira, 3.4. That's just ugly, and finishes 4th. So Chapman and Holtz first and second. Let's see how the Scuderia drivers do. Wexler sets the fastest time. Okay. So, I mean, I'm going to keep going out there, doing more quality. Actually, I think I can fit 4 runs in here, and why not? Never done that before, but why not? But it looks like we're in trouble here. Now, the track grip was increasing, so that's going to help him some, but not that much. Lippinen's getting better at 5.3. Oliveira also up some at 3.9. Good grief. Drop that down. This is not a very long track, so we've really got to be careful on the temperatures here. Easy to screw it up. Four, 5.4 and 4.1, 4.2. So we're getting slightly better. Not good. Not good by any stretch, but slightly better form. Almost up to decent overall. And Lippinen about the same distance behind. I think what we're dealing with here is just mostly the importance of the engine on this track. Now that's closer. It's not good, but it's closer. The importance of the engine on this track, I mean, not great driver form, but the engine and the fact that we just don't have a reliable one that's as fast as theirs. There's a significant gap in our engine's capabilities and that of the best drivers. So, Oliveira 7th. Yeah, so both drivers hitting their best lap there. And also recognizing that it's not good enough. So we're going to need to pick up everything we can through strategy and pits here. And hope that that's enough to get the job done. You never know what opportunities are going to present themselves. It definitely would help us if there's some rain. It doesn't always work to our benefit, but it usually does. And Lippinen up to 6.1. Oliveira 4.9. So we are continuing to get stronger as and it hasn't stopped yet, getting stronger as the qualifying session rolls on. Ooh, only good there. That's not excellent. Really could have used, because that's going to slow Lippinen down, and we need every ounce of speed we can get, obviously. Yep, he didn't get his fastest time in that first segment. That's pretty much how we're gonna blame it. And I believe this is gonna be our last. Yep, this is gonna be our last one. I think he was just, yeah, about a 10th short. But Oliveira not getting her best one either, even though she had a good setup. Just a few thousandths worse than her last one. Okay, so we're going to be 5th and 7th at best. We're 6th and 8th in the last race. So even with the weight stripping, wasn't enough to close the gap with the other racers. At least not significantly. Chapman taking the pole away from Wexler. And that's it. So everybody else just coming in. 5th and 7th it is. It is an improvement. It's just not a whole lot of one. I mean, it will, you know, I really think the rest of this season could be a struggle. Feeling less confident about it. We're just going to be looking for those times when there's weather or when there's a strategic advantage to be had that we can pick up some extra points. Top 4 positions, again, taken by Steinman and Scuderia Rossini. We are definitely not racing like the team that is on top right now. Oliveira going to be working late to improve. Not bad, but hoping for more tomorrow. Excellent. And partly sunny. So still no sign of rain as we head into the race. We're going to go with soft tires and race trim. Race trim and the engine expert. And we're going to start with what we were planning on. The full load and then driving aggressively for Oliveira. We'll keep our setups the same. We will start on soft tires. Let's take a look. It's a 40-lap race. 23 to 25. So we're definitely going to go for one stop here. And we'll have to sort of measure it out to see where that's going to be. But one stop, then get back out. So for 40 laps, I want to give Lipinen 3 laps is probably too much. I'll take down 2 for him. And then we'll again start with the full load for Oliveira. We will, of course, go aggressively at the start. And 40 laps on this track is not a lot. This is like a 45-minute race, if that. It is not going to take a long time. So Chapman and Wexler are both driving great up front. Although Chapman, this is his last race with the injury, the neck problem. Saarinen also driving great. And Holtz in 4th. So this race could be a real problem for us. Lipinen at 6 and Sharp at 1, driving terribly. Hopefully we can get Oliveira, who's at 5, behind her. So our drivers are looking decent today. And look at Gonzalez with a 10. So, all right. Top 7 drivers plus DeGraff on softs. 18-degree weather. And Lipinen couldn't find a way past at first, but now he does. I look at him. Look at Lipinen fly. That's Nina Holtz that he's looking to pass there to get into third, and he had it and then couldn't hold it. Oliveira holding in seventh, further back. Lipinen looking like he's having a hard time now with it, but still, he's up to fourth. And he's right on Holtz here with Wexler and Chapman bolting away. But he's right on Holtz here trying to get everything he can. Saarinen down to seventh behind Oliveira. So Nilo Saarinen with a bad start and not complaining about that for a second. Lipinen at 7.0 and Oliveira at 5. Almost 5. See if we can get past here. Come on, pull ahead. Beautiful. Now, we're going to go down now. We pretty much have to. We may not be able to hold it. But I left it up, and I should have knocked down Oliveira sooner, so... left it up longer for that reason. Now, as soon as Oliveira gets to a decent positive amount on fuel, we're going to want to push with her. Of course, you may want to do it now and then slow down later. And, you know, I think that's what I want to do. I want to go stick with her in high for now. We'll gain some fuel back later. See if we can stay in front of Saarinen. I don't want to bake the tires because of where we're at in terms of trying to do this on one stop. And I'd have to imagine pretty much everybody's going to try to do it on one stop. Oliveira 4.8, Lipinen 7.7, and he is pulling away now some from Holtz. 3 seconds behind the leaders. And I really want to see where his tire wear goes, because 79% at the start of this lap. And we'll need to get 15 more laps out of him. Approximately. Yep, and he's losing ground to the leaders, no question. Even though his driving up to 8. It's just like Wexler and Chapman are the class, and we can't touch them. 8.1. So about 4% wear per lap. And another 15 laps would be 60. And then I could get... so that'd take it down below. And then at 4%, I could get about 18 to 19 out of them on the second run. So yeah, we're really going to have to run the tires down low to do this on one stop. That's the bottom line. Still think we want to do it though. So let's see where Oliveira is. Just barely holding off Saarinen. So I'm going to keep her at pushing for now. Of course, that is risky because you can wear down the parts for later. But I've got to trust in our strategy. And actually, it's not going to wear them down too much for later because of her ability. I keep forgetting about that. So we're going to stick with it. At 4.6, so not driving great, but really burning the fuel to try to stay ahead of Saarinen, and so far it's working. Lipinen in third. So if we finish third and sixth, where would that leave us? It would be another competitive race, but a race that we would lose to the other competitors. That would be a tolerable result. It would not be a great result, but I could live with it. So if we can improve things from here, it'll be alright. And Lipinen just driving great at 8.3. He's gradually recouping that fuel. Take him down to low later if we have to. And staying less than a second. It seems to be about 0.6, 0.7 ahead of Holtz. So Holtz isn't right on him, but Holtz is close. And now we're down to 8.2. So he's slipping a bit. Oliveira, though, getting better. And still staying ahead of Saarinen. So everything going pretty well at the moment. Wexler's got a bit of a lead on Chapman. And Lipinen continuing to slowly lose ground on them both. Barring something strange happening, we're not going to beat those two. And if we had the choice, of course, we would definitely root for Chapman to get the victory. But we've already had our bit of luck with Wexler having the crash in that one race that we started out with. You can see the temperature at neutral slowly dropping on these tires. And I'm wondering if we want to go with except we didn't pick, well, I definitely want to keep Lipinen on the softs because he picked that bonus. But I'm wondering for Oliveira, who doesn't have a tire bonus, I don't think. Let me make sure. No, she didn't take the tire bonus. And she's a little bit better at wear anyway, so she could probably do the two softs. But, you know, maybe a soft and a medium might have been better. So we don't have to run the softs down so far. So I'm thinking we want to try to stop after 19 laps. We won't burn the tires as hard the second time through because, you know, we don't have those 2 laps at the beginning of really trying to push for the lead. Or push through the pack of cars at any rate. Oliveira is doing better on the wear. There's enough of a gap between them, I can pit them both at the same time, back to back. As long as there's no screw-ups, it'll work. So I think Lipinen down to 7.5 and fading. Oliveira still ahead of Saarinen. And still just behind Sharp. So everybody's staying there, and yeah, Chapman definitely fading compared to Wexler. But I think I want to. Okay, so if that's 19 laps and we got 6 more to go, 5 more to go. Well, this one plus 5. Make that one stop wherever we're at on the tires, lap 19, and then get 21 out of the second set. I think that's the best way to do this. And it looks like, yeah, we'll be running a couple laps here and probably a couple laps at the very end on worn tires, but we're not going to get them super low like sometimes the other cars do. And I do think that's going to definitely be better than adding another stop. so I'm going to go with it. Unfortunately, Oliveira dipping in her form again. Not having a great race. There's really been no change in the situation in quite a while here. Feel like I'm pulling slightly more ahead of Holtz with Lipinen. I'm feeling a little bit more and more confident in that. And Holtz just not driving as well, but also switching up the attack here. But it looks like Wexler for the win, Chapman second, and you know, unless something strange happens, this is going to stick. Now, we can now see to the end of the race, there's going to be no change in temperature. There's going to be no rain, so that was wrong. Going to gradually get faster on the track as we go along. And so this really should be, you know, a pretty fast race. We're almost halfway through it now. And we're about to get now, Lipinen's tire is not going to last as long. But we're about to have him going into the red here. And he's going to have to run about 2 full laps on iffy tires. Oliveira should only have to run part of 1 lap. So she's going to be looking a lot better there. Yep, there, tires going red. Now her fuel situation almost as bad, but I just don't dare do anything else with Saarinen right back there. I'm hoping I'll get a chance at some point to gain some of that fuel back. And I'll have to towards the end of the race, if nothing else. You can see like some of the other cars with worse tires than ours. Alright, so let's go in for another change. Gonna go balanced, not gonna go aggressive and try to do anything special. Up to 8.3 now for Lipinen. And he's almost 2 seconds now up on Holtz. Also 10 seconds behind Dieter Wexler. Nonetheless, we're going to come in. In and out. Oliveira in and out. That worked well. Everybody stay at neutral for now. Lipinen out in 9th, Oliveira in 13th. Okay, so Lipinen has a few seconds ahead of him to Gonzalez. What about Oliveira? Chapman has also come in. Looks like we gained some time. Maybe. No, about the same. There's Holtz in. Boy. Holtz having some problems there, I think. This goes all the way down to the bottom. Maybe did some repairs that I didn't notice. Here comes Wexler in. And Oliveira trying to make some passes here. I'll go aggressive with her if I need to, but looks like she's doing okay. Sharp now coming in. There we go. And, yes, Oliveira just ahead of Sharp. Now, it looks like, I mean, one of the things about this track is passing, if you've got the speed, is not hard. It's much easier than it is on more tracks. And there goes Sharp. You go ahead and do that then. I don't feel like this is the time to be aggressive. I want to see how, I want to get the fuel down more. Get that gap a little closer. So right now we're 7th and 10th, but we are 3rd and 5th among drivers who have come in. And when Saarinen comes in, that's going to be key. Where does he come out? Does he have to repair anything? You can see his car, like Saarinen's out there with, okay, he went into the pits now, but he was out there with terrible tires. There's Lipinen going by. And Oliveira getting by Saarinen. Let's see how far. Oh, he's going down further. Okay. Good. So all of that looking well for us. We got Wexler and Chapman. And, looks like Wexler is going to take care of Chapman again. But we could be 3rd and 5th, which is better than being 3rd and 6th. Lipinen gets by Gonzalez. Oliveira has some room. And so overall, Lipinen lost. Looks like he lost a little bit of time overall, or maybe it was just the continued racing and the fact that they're just driving faster. The other drivers do tend to drive more aggressively right after going in. Chapman's tires look a little bit lower. I do expect everybody to make it, though. I mean, we're already on lap 26. So maybe they have to stop more, but I don't think that happens. So the only thing here is really how aggressive to be with the engine. We're going to want to conserve the tires. And I want to go high here with Lipinen. Let's make this pass. Where's Oliveira? Behind Ribeiro, who's on hard tires. If she has any problems with that at all, I want to do that as well. Lipinen makes the pass. Okay, switch back to medium. We got several seconds up to Sir Schmidt, who you would think would pit by then. So we should be in a comfortable position there, especially with 8.3 form. Yeah, let's go ahead and go high for a bit. Especially given that you're down. And Saarinen right behind once again. Straight away, and we're going to get a line here. Not quite. Looks like we've got beside there. There we go. Now's the time I want to go medium, because there's a car between myself and Saarinen. Let's use any of that we can. And only 3.9. Lipinen still gradually gaining. 8.3. Okay, Schmidt went into the pits now, so Lipinen has no problem. He's going to stay where he is. Okay. And now Oliveira. Thing is, Saarinen has fresher tires and is likely to be more aggressive. So given that, I'm going to have Oliveira push for a little while. Almost up to even in fuel. Yeah, and look at Saarinen coming up. That might not even be enough. So I definitely want to do it. Come on. Keep him behind. No. Okay. Well, now I'm going to switch to medium, let him go, and try to pass him later. So that would be unfortunate. That drops us to 3rd and 7th, and yeah, we'd lose 12 points to Scuderia. I'm hoping that doesn't hold. Lippinen now 6 seconds up on Sharp. And again, gradually fading comparing to the top drivers. Wexler clearly going to win this, barring something stupid. Oliveira looking strong where she is. You can see Saarinen just pulling away. And we're just going to have to hope for a chance to catch that up later. Saarinen at 7.9 driving much better. Anna Oliveira sets her best lap and still falls further behind. Goodness, lap 32. The laps are just flying by here. I keep losing track of how far in we are. Really, Oliveira should be able to go high for the rest of the race. So let's see if that creates any difference here. Still feels like we are losing ground. Probably not as quickly, but still losing ground. Oliveira may never see Saarinen again. Saarinen just running, well, aggressive on the tires. That's interesting. Oliveira at 45% and Saarinen 51%. So his tires are still better, but if he keeps baking them, that's not going to be the case for long. And he's at 6.9, we're at 4.9. Lippinen, how are you doing on park condition? You know, it's not great. So I don't want to push you until the end of the race. And also, there's no reason to. What are you going to accomplish with it? Yeah, and Oliveira losing time like crazy, even while pushing. I do think both drivers are going to be into the red on their tires, so I don't really want to push on the tires. Almost 4 seconds now. I just feel like I'm stuck in 3rd and 6th and can't really do anything about it. Going to lose another 12 points and our lead will be down to 20. Chapman, with a few laps to go, is at 21. Well, I think that's, yeah, he's trying to conserve. That's borderline for whether or not he might decide to come in, but I don't think he will. Sharp could always have that happen. Only driving at 1.0, up 26. No, that's not going to happen. So, 3 laps to go. This lovely merry-go-round. Lippinen, how are you looking? Yeah, the gearbox is just not great. Not going to push there. Oliveira, doesn't really have enough fuel to turn things up. So we sort of are where we are. And there goes Chapman into the pits. Lipinen takes over second place. That's beautiful. What about Oliveira? Is Oliveira going to get him? Probably not. Chapman is out in fourth. So that puts us... Okay, we only lose 9 points off the lead now. Last lap. Is there anything we can do? I don't believe so. Now Oliveira's on the last lap. Let's ride with Lipinen, who is in second. Chapman closing behind, but can't do enough. See, Wexler is really close, but going to make it. Finishing second is Lipinen. Finishing sixth is Oliveira. Okay. Again, a tolerable but not great race. We didn't really have any opportunities to do anything. I feel like we did what we could in terms of, you know, the one stop, trying to spread out the tire wear. Dieter Wexler gets the win for Scuderia Rossini. And if he's going to drive at a 7.6, then we're not going to beat him. Nilo Saarinen demoted 2 places for breaking the rules. Oh, that is such wonderfully good news. Wexler still wins, Lipinen second, Chapman third. Oliveira stays in fifth. Wexler takes over Saarinen's second place. Lipinen still by far the points leader. But yeah, I mean, with that happening, we didn't lose much. So still 29-point lead. Thank you for that wonderful rules violation, Nilo Saarinen. 29-point lead, and we've got to try to maintain as much of it as we can. I have a feeling this is going to be really, really close. .7 for Lipinen. Very nice. His best run. And finishing second. 4.6, the worst we've seen from Oliveira. Expected second, and that's what we got. And it looks like we're going to be getting another point of feedback from Modi before the end of the year. Don't really need it, but we'll take it. So we do have all kinds of money. We have 7 races left and a 29-point lead. So we can only afford to lose 4 points a race, which is virtually nothing. That's why I just think this is going to be so tight. But we can start working on some performance issues going forward. So that'll be good. We've got Ardennes and then Phoenix, another speed track. It's one of the shorter versions of it. We've got Vancouver, Singapore, Sydney, Rio, and Dubai. And supposed to be dry for Ardennes. Another one where the engines are key. So I think the pressure is just going to continue to stay on us. And I'm hoping we can get the car a little bit more competitive with our performance gains. but we'll see. So, Ardennes up next. Tight championship. Could very well go down to the wire. I'm frankly pretty nervous. I'm not sure if we can hang on to this. But we're just going to have to take it one race at a time, look for any opportunities we can get. So, that'll be coming up next. Thanks for watching. More of From the Ashes coming up soon.